Have you mastered the split step yet? The split step is one of the most important aspects of great movement. If you don't split the right way at the right time, then you'll constantly be late to the ball. To become a great mover, you need to get the technique of the split step right, you need to get the timing right, and you also need to master the critical flow split step that all the pros constantly use. Here's OTI Instructor Ean Meyer explaining all of this in detail to you.
All right, now we learned how to unweigh, how to get our bodies a little bit off the ground. And now the next thing we want to work on is the split step. Okay, and the moment your feet hit the ground, remember you want to be in a strong platform, right? A strong base, so that strong athletic base. So the split step again is another critical factor in efficient movement. So I unweigh myself and I land strong on the balls of my feet. Many people that we work with, will land in this kind of position when they split, but they land sort of on the heels, right? So the weight is in the wrong position. If you land on your heels, then it's impossible to get off the mark. You have to make sure that when you're landing in a position that allows you to move in different directions. Okay, so that split step is very important, and the timing of the split step is critical. Okay, you want to make sure that your feet are slightly off the ground the moment the opponent makes contact with the ball. So I think that is a critical factor for good movement is the timing. Most people split. They've taken enough lessons to understand that you're supposed to split step, but they're not sure about the timing of the split step, and then nothing really flows. If the timing of your split step is poor, you cannot flow across the court. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you a drill or two that I do to get the timing of that split step right. It's not as easy as it looks, because once you make it a little bit more challenging, it's easy when you do it here, but once the ball comes from the other side, of course it becomes much more difficult when the opponent hits from 78 feet away. So I'm going to bring Elizabeth in. I just want to show you how I do it. I use the boxes a lot, and this is another time where I like to use the box for the timing of the split step. So I'm going to ask her to elevate again. So I'm going to ask her to stand on top of the box, and I'm just going to use the word ball. So she's ready, and when I say ball, you jump in the air and ball. Okay, get your racket in front of you. Get your racket ready. So we work on that. Ready? And ball. Excellent. Ready? One more time. And ball. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to give her a visual cue. I'm going to say ball, and I'm also going to show her the ball. So right when my hand goes up, she goes up, right? Ready? And ball. Very good. And ball. Very good. And ball. Very good, very good, very good. All right, now I'm going to actually show her what contact looks like. And this is where this becomes really important. You want to watch your opponent carefully, and when they strike the ball, you want to be slightly off the ground. You don't want to be on the ground. Sometimes it's very difficult against shots like serves, and when you're at the net volleying, then most of the time your timing will be a little bit different. Your feet will strike the ground at contact. But ideally, you want to do what she's practicing. Watch now. I make contact, and on ball, she's off the box. And ball. Very good. Two more. And ball. Very good. One more. And ball. That's excellent. Okay, when you watch good movers, when you watch great movers, they don't just split step, right? But they do what we call a flow split. So the split step is already taking them in the direction of the bounce. So we talked a little bit about the timing of that split step, the ability to unweigh yourself and to be a little bit off the ground at contact. Now when you watch great movers, watch them carefully. When you watch the pros, and see how they instead of splitting on both feet, how they sort of split on one foot. All right, so they anticipate. They see the ball early, they unweigh themselves, they're a little bit off the ground at contact, and when they see a ball coming off to their right, they will sort of land on their left foot to move to the right. If they see a ball coming to the left, they will unweigh, split step on their right foot. So you can see right after I hit the ground, you see how I'm already in a unit turn. I'm already moving to the ball in a unit turn. So my first reaction is actually part of my split step. Now you can imagine the advantage of that, because you have you're not only splitting, you're actually splitting, turning and moving at the same time. So that's where the next level player picks up half a step on his opponent every time. Go watch them carefully. When they're in the flow of the point, they don't do a split step like this, but they actually do what we call a flow split. They land on the opposite foot from where the ball is, so that the opposite foot can drive the leg closest to the ball Okay, let me just show you the drills I do with my players to teach them that flow split. We spend quite a bit of time on this because I think it's a very important move if you want to go to a high level of tennis. But it doesn't matter if you're just a recreational player. If you can get the timing of that flow split in, you're going to have a huge advantage, because you're just going to get to the ball so much quicker. So I'm going to bring Elizabeth in, and we're going to put her on the box, just like before, so that she can unweigh. The purpose of the box is just to elevate her feet already, so she doesn't have to think about it, right? So she's on the box, and I'm gonna have her elevate her feet, and first we're gonna make it predictable. I want her to land on her left foot and push a little bit off to the right. So we pretend the ball's coming to our right, so I want her to land left and let the left leg open the right hip. Right, do it a few times. Up and yes. Couple times. Land on your left foot, up, and can you see how when she lands, she doesn't split step on both feet. She actually split step on one foot. The one foot's already in the air and turned. Watch her right foot. How it's in the air and already turned. So you can understand the advantage of that flow split. Now land on your right foot and push a little bit left. Up. Very good. Two more. Up. Okay. And turn in the air. Turn in the air. Yeah, make sure when you land, your foot turns in the air. Land and turn in the air. There you go. All right. Now we're gonna give it a little bit more flow. So I'm gonna ask her to stand behind the box. Ignore the ladder. Step over the box and land on her right foot. So she's gonna step on the box with her left foot, land on her left foot and push right, or step on the box with her right foot, land on the right foot and push left. Okay, let's do the left foot first. Step on the box with your left foot, land and open the hip. Perfect. One more time. Step on the box with your left foot, land and push. Gonna step on the box with your right foot, land and push. Okay, push out a bit stronger, more turn in the air. Okay, it's pretty good. All right, now once I feel she can do that, then I'll take the box away. So I'll start to take the box away a little bit, and I want to see if she can do it without the box. So now I want to see if she can elevate herself, land on the left foot and push to the right. So you're going to jump in the air a little bit, right when I say ball, right? So when I say ball, you go up in the air, you land on your left foot and you push to your right. Ready? And ball. Very good. Ready? And ball. One more time. And ball. Very good. Perfect. Now push one step to your left. Open your left hip. And ball. Very good. And ball. Very good. And ball. Okay. So every time I say ball, you can see her feet are elevated. But the box basically taught her how to do it. And you don't have to come up much higher than that. Remember, you don't want to jump in the air. You just want to get yourself, you just want to unweigh. The higher you jump, the more time it takes to come down. Then you become slow. But as I said before in the beginning, it's probably not a bad idea to jump a little bit to give yourself that feeling.
All right, so that's it for the split step. Now after the split step, of course, you have to move to the ball, and there are actually 4 different movement zones on the court that require different movement patterns. So in the next video, Ian will introduce the 4 different movement zones, and he'll explain in detail how you should move in what we call the rhythmical zone, which is one of the most important zones on the court. So make sure you check your inbox for that video in the next couple of days. For now, if you have any questions on the first 2 videos, please post them right here underneath this video.